Welcome to Heart Space Yoga. I'm Polly, again from our front cabin in our V-berth. We are still in a very windy area, and while we wait the wind out, we've got some time to record some sessions. So I thought I'd do another bedtime or bed yoga session, but this time for the morning. And I think it's really important to get the body moving in the morning, because we have been stagnant all night and the body still does its detoxification and digestion processes. And to get the energy moving, it's really good to just do it right while you're in bed in the morning, because you don't have to go anywhere or do anything or prepare anything, to just do a few simple movements before you get up and you have done your exercise already or your movement practice, and started shifting your energy in a good way, rather than getting up and getting coffee in and all that sort of stuff first thing. So this is a session thought to be, you wake up, you turn your session on, still in bed, in your jammies, and do a little bit of movement. For this session I have chosen Easy Air. Easy Air is a respiratory plant, so it supports our breathing, and I'm just going to rub a little bit in my hand and on my neck, and it's just really nice to open up the breathing apparatus, and it just makes us feel fresh and awake. So if you have, this one has peppermint, eucalyptus, all those fresh oils in Ravensara, etc. So it really opens up the breathing. If you don't have oil, don't worry about it. We are going to start our session lying down, and then I'm going to come in a seat afterwards. So I'm just going to lie down myself now. And first of all, we are going to hug our knees in with hands interlaced just below the knees, and give our spine a little roll, left and right. And if it's accessible, try to do a happy baby, grabbing the soles of the feet from the outside, releasing the knees by the side of your chest, and just holding there for a moment, either still or rocking side to side, opening up our hips, tuning in with your deep conscious yogic breath while you're there. Let's place our feet in front of our hips, our seat, the arms nice and wide by your side. And we are coming into a lying spinal twist from here. There are a couple of options. If you have trouble with hip flexibility, you can just drop both knees while they are side by side towards the right. If you can, we place the left leg up and over the right leg, left leg crossing up and over the right. And if it's accessible, you can tuck those left toes in underneath your right lower leg into twisted roots. And from there, dropping the knees towards the right. So spinal twist towards the right, gaze can go towards the left if it's accessible, or gazing up towards the ceiling or towards the right. So just experiment where that feels good. Be mindful that you have your left shoulder in the mattress or on the floor. You can do this session on the floor if you prefer. Just allowing the spine to release into that direction. In the twist, to achieve a deeper twist in the lower spine, you can walk your right hip, your right seat backwards a bit, and then you get a bit of a deeper twist in the lower spine. Breath is nice and deep. If you're familiar with the Ujjayi breath, you can create a gentle huffing sound in the back of your throat, the ocean breath. It's created almost as if you huff up a mirror, but with a closed mouth. Gives you gentle vibration in the back of your throat, balancing your throat chakra, calming the nervous system. Slowly, gently coming back to center. Undoing your legs if you have been crossed over. Placing your feet in front of the seat and switching over to the other side. So again, you can just either drop the legs while they are side by side towards the left, which is the easier version. Or if you can, the crossed over legs, right leg up and over the left leg. That might be enough for you. If you want, tucking those right toes in underneath the left lower leg for twisted roots. And then twisting towards the left side. Being mindful that the right shoulder stays nice and connected with your bed. Adjusting your neck in whatever direction feels supportive and right for your body. So in the twist, we support spinal movement, the stimulation of the discs between the spinal vertebrae, stretching the muscular system and the upper front body from your fingertips to your fingertips. Stimulating joints and knees and ankles and hips. If you're breathing deep, you're stimulating your digestion, your respiration, the lungs. Noticing how one side feels compared to the other. And slowly, gently coming back to center and doing your legs. Again, you can do a quick happy baby, grabbing the soles of the feet from the outside, giving your spine a little roll side to side. Counterposing the spine. And then let's place the feet in front of the seat. We are going to do a lying pigeon next. So for the lying pigeon, that's again a stimulation for the hips and legs. You're placing the right leg just in, up and over or below the left knee. So the right ankle is tucked in just below the left knee, like this, in that triangle shape. And then you use your hands to place one hand through the loop that your right leg created and the other one from the outside. And you can either pull on the upper left leg or on the lower left leg. So pulling the leg in, if without the pulling that already feels a good enough stimulation for you, that's perfectly fine. But if you want more stimulation, you place your hands through the legs and pull that right leg in towards the upper body. You can give your left ankle a roll while you're holding. So it's a stimulation for the right hip, right leg, right glute. You're holding for a little while here, just feeling into the pose, into the stretch, into the extension. Slowly, gently releasing and switching sides. So we place now the left ankle just below the right knee and placing our left hand and arm for the loop that the left leg created, and the right hand coming in from the outside, either on the upper right leg or on the lower right leg, holding on and pulling the left leg inwards towards the upper body. Stimulation, left glute, left hip, left leg. Again, if you want, you can give your ankles a little roll, a little movement there. Whatever feels intuitively right, or being still in your pose. Breath is deep, conscious. noticing the sensations in the body. Where do you feel them? What strength? How does it feel? And releasing out. You can hug both knees in if you like. Let's place our feet in a butterfly or legs in a butterfly, the soles of the feet together and the knees dropping towards the outside, just lying back for a couple of moments. It's a nice counter pose for the hips, for the legs. Soles of feet together, legs in a diamond shape, just lying down for a few moments. Stretch the legs out long. Let's interlace the hands behind the neck. Just a little bit of abdominal stimulation. Hands interlaced behind your neck. The hands are just a very gentle cushion for your head, so we don't pull with the hands on the neck. The right knee is hugging in towards the body. The left leg lifts only ever so much off the bed, so it's floating above the bed. And we bring our left elbow, our shoulders up, and left elbow to right knee, and then switching over, hugging left knee and right elbow to left knee, right leg floating above the bed, and just switching, being mindful not to pull on the neck. It's a slow conscious movement, just that cycling motion of the legs, the long leg just floating above the bed, the other leg hugging in with a knee coming in towards your elbow, opposite elbow to opposite knee. Stimulation for the abdominals, for the legs, hips. And releasing back down, again in butterfly legs, also feet together, knees dropping out, arms nice and wide by your side or up and over your head, whatever feels right. Just resting for a few moments. From here, we are going to roll over onto our side and come up into a seat. So you can still stay in your bed. If you like, you can place a cushion underneath your seat to have elevation through the hips. And we are going to do a pranayama next. The pranayama is a breath of fire. If you have high blood pressure or problems with high blood pressure, I don't recommend to do this breath. It's a breath that energizes us, it wakes us up, it brings heat in the body. So it's a perfect breath for a morning practice first thing. There are a couple of ways how you can do the breath of fire. You can do it through the nose or through the mouth. I'm gonna do a quick demo of both. If you have a bit of a drizzly nose, you might have a tissue by your side. I might actually blow my own nose just to make sure, because the air is forcefully extracted through the nose. So breath of fire through the nose, it's you close the mouth and just blow out the breath through the nose forcefully. If you place your hand on the belly, you can really feel that vibration of the belly coming in and out. I do recommend to do it slowly, so if you start too fast, you run out of puff really quickly. So we just carry on for about a minute. Through the mouth, it's almost as if you blow out a candle, so it's like this with pointed lips. So you can either do it through mouth or through nose. You can maybe try both and see which one feels best. I will do nose breathing today, I think. So finding your seat, a comfortable seat, whatever seat feels good, legs long, legs crossed, the eyes closed, the hands can be resting on your knees, relaxed, or in your chin or Gyan Mudra, palms facing up or down. So finding your yogic seat, and when we start, we try to do this breath for about 1 minute. If you run out of breath, just start again. If you start feeling dizzy or uncomfortable, just stop and sit in meditation for the rest of the time. So let's start now. Nice deep inhalation, holding the breath, and long exhalation. One more, nice deep inhalation, and long exhalation. And transitioning back into your normal breath. Breath of fire, Kapalabhati breath, really awakening, energizing breath. Let's do a seated cat and cow again. Warm up for our spine, bringing movement into the spine. The hands can stay on your knees. On the exhalation, we are tucking the chin in and making ourselves nice and round. On the exhalation, chest forwards, shoulders backwards, tailbone backwards, neck backwards, and exhaling. Tucking chin in, rounding the spine. Inhaling, chest forwards, neck backwards, exhaling, tucking chin and rounding, and inhaling, chest forwards, neck, shoulders backwards. So just flowing in your own time with your own breath. You can have your eyes closed. Sometimes it can feel really nice to exhale through the open mouth, releasing prana energy that wants to be released. Just feel into what feels right, yogic nasal breathing or exhaling through the mouth. And coming back to center. Let's do a side stretch, placing right hand by our right hip, just by the side of our body, and the left arm coming up and over. So we are stretching the whole left side body here, with the left palm facing down towards the bed, towards the floor, fingers nice and stretched up and over your body. Left elbow can bend to accommodate that compression in the right side and extension in the left side body. Be mindful, shoulders are aligned side by side. In this pose, there's a tendency for the right shoulder to collapse backwards. Breath is deep, slow. Switching up and over, left hand by left side, right arm up and over. Stretching the right side of the body now. Left side compressing, right side extending. Left hand on the floor, right hand palm is facing down towards the floor, fingers extended, shoulders aligned side by side. Breath deep. slowly, gently coming back to center. From here we are going to interlace the hands behind our back. I'm just moving sideways so you can see. So hands interlacing behind the back, and from here we're moving the arms upwards, opening our shoulders. Spine stays nice and long, so it's just an upwards movement through the arms, through the shoulders. And releasing, giving our shoulders a little roll backwards. And forwards. And coming back to center, doing a seated spinal twist. Let's lengthen left leg, and the right knee is pointing up towards the ceiling, right foot coming in by the left knee. Placing your left hand upwards, stretching out. I can't really stretch out because there's a ceiling there, but stretch your left arm nice and long, and then leaning forwards and wrapping that left arm around your right knee. The right hand placing behind your right seat and feeling into your twist towards the right. You're leading with your right shoulder, and then the neck follows last. So leading into the twist with the right shoulder, neck follows last. Breath is deep. The twists compress our organs, support detoxification, support mobility of the spine. And switching up and over. Right leg stretching out long, left foot coming in by the right knee. Knee pointing up towards the ceiling, left hand behind your left seat, right arm stretching up if you can, and then coming forwards with a long arm, wrapping the right arm around your left knee and feeling into your twist with a left shoulder leading, and then gazing up and over your left shoulder, gentle with a neck, not forcing that neck twist. The spine is nice and long, the chest is beautiful, open, shoulders aligned. And slowly, gently releasing back to center. From here we're coming into cow face pose, which is a shoelace pose and eagle arms. So in the shoelace pose we place the left leg in a triangle pose, so left leg into a triangle in front of our body, and then the right leg comes on top of it, also in a triangle. Can be a bit challenging to do this, but it's a really beautiful extension for our hips and for the glutes. So just see how you can bring yourself in this. If this doesn't work for you, you can just have long legs or sit back in cross-legged position. So the left leg in a triangle pose below, right leg on top, shoelace pose. And then with the arms, we bring the right arm underneath the left arm, right arm underneath the left, and then swinging in, holding on. So right arm underneath left. We want to make that cross as close to the body as we can, and then swinging the right arm up and around the left and holding on. From here we are aiming upwards towards the ceiling, opening the shoulders. So it's eagle arms and shoelace pose with the legs, reaching up towards the ceiling for the arms and releasing down, grounding with our legs. Breath is deep. Opening shoulders, compressing elbows, wrists, hips, knees, ankles. Spine is nice and long. And releasing. shoulders a little roll, release. Releasing your legs. And we are switching the legs over. You can give your legs a little wiggle, actually a little release, wiggle. So this time the right leg is underneath and the left on the top. Right underneath in the triangle pose, left on top. So for me personally this feels a lot more challenging. So my left hip is tighter than my right hip, and that's due to bone structure. I've got relatively tight bone structures in my hips. So poses like this are actually really challenging for me, and I have to be really mindful. So again, if you have got tight hips, that can be due to restrictions in the soft tissue, in the muscles, in the fascia, in the tendons, etc. But it could also be bone-on-bone compression, and we have to be really mindful that we don't push past those. So don't force yourself into this. If this is not accessible, just do something else with your legs. Have them out long or cross-legged. With the arms, we now have the left arm underneath and the right on top. Left underneath, right on top. Try to cross them as close to the body, and then swinging the arms in and holding on. Reaching up towards the ceiling. Again, eagle hands, shoelace legs. Breath deep. Reaching up through the hands. Releasing down into the ground through the legs. Breath deep and slow. And releasing, giving your shoulders a little wiggle, a little roll. Releasing legs outwards, giving them a little wiggle, a little shake, whatever feels good. And let's finish our practice in a seat again. And for me it's really important to set intentions. I work a lot with intentions. So in the morning it's great to set a positive intention, and one of the books I've read many years ago, I can't remember what it's called, so I can't quote the author, but she said, or she suggested to set an intention along the lines, this is going to be the best day of my life, I'm going to receive fantastic positive news today, I'm going to have a great surprise. So, well, whatever resonates with you, but just make it something really positive. Set the intention to expect something good. That doesn't mean it always happens, but the more we train ourselves into that positive mindset, and it's something really beautiful to do first thing in the morning, to come out of that sleepy slumber, and rather than dreading a new day, setting a positive intention. So let's just close our eyes and tune in with our intuition, with our inner world. You can bring the hands together in front of your heart space if you like, and just really thinking about what you want your intention to be for today, taking a few moments, not rushing the process. Once you're finished, you can release your hands back, and you're now hopefully ready and feeling good for the beginning of your day. Thank you for practicing with me here on Poly online. I really appreciate your support. We really appreciate your support, and wishing you all the best. Thank you and namaste. Finished. Yes, Papa.
Why did you close the curtain up?
Papa said it was bare lighting.
Oh, it's hot in here.
Yeah, it is. I'm sweating like anything. Finished.
Oh, so you can actually like talk out loud now.
No, you can't. It's forbidden. Shall I push the red button or something?
Yes,
Well, which one?
top one.